We're not live, but we're live.
We're recording it, so it's live to us right this second.
That's true. What is this? Episode 3?
Episode 3.
Podcast episode 3. Chinwag episode 3. How do you think we're doing so far?
I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to talk.
Yeah?
It's almost kind of a form of therapy, just to
It's true.
chit-chat about random shit.
Talk things out, especially today. Today's it could be a heavy topic.
It could go either way.
Yeah. I feel like the video you sent me when you were at work, or no, it was a video you
It was
posted.
while I was at work.
You posted it
At my lunch break.
at work. That was heavy.
Well,
It kind of speaks
sometimes
volumes.
in the moment, you just got to get it off your chest.
Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about settling. So settling in life, settling in relationships, settling, whatever, settling. Settling is, job, career.
Settling for going to get a sandwich somewhere and they don't have cheese. Like, fine, I'll take the sandwich without cheese.
Fine without cheese.
Dang it.
Settling, yeah. Instead
But
of
is
being
it
like,
as
well,
good?
then no, I want cheese.
Probably not.
I'm going to go somewhere else. Settling. So I guess, I don't know. Do you want to start on that, on the video that you sent, that you posted, or do we want to start like more childhood? Do you have anything childhood that you can bring up?
Settling in childhood. I don't know. I'd have to take a minute to think about it,
Yeah.
and I don't want to sit here
Too long.
pondering.
Well, then
I'll just start with.
let's get right into the video you posted. The video you sent or posted, it's on the Instagram, is you were literally on your lunch break and you did not seem very happy. I showed some of my coworkers the video and they're like, he doesn't look very good today. I was like, maybe it's a rough day.
Well, sometimes it is rough. I don't know. Some days you're at work and some people just start talking about like money they're making and other places paying better, and you contemplate your options or what am I doing with life? Why don't I go somewhere else to make more money? Or am I just settling because it's convenient and it works for now? Or am I settling because I don't really want to start over and change my life? So I don't know. It's sometimes just like, God, it's not that bad. It's doable. It's manageable. It's work.
Sure.
But is
Gotta go
it
to
what I
work,
want
you
to
gotta
do
make
the
money.
rest of my life? No. Am I looking for other options right now? No. So I have only
So,
myself to blame.
You are
I need to take my own advice.
settling.
So my current job, I feel like, yes, I'm settling.
But why? Like, is
I
it
don't
just,
feel like the pay is good,
Okay.
and it's just so much repetition. But I'm 42 years old, and every job that I've ever been at, I've never been like, wow, I love this job.
Okay.
But maybe this just doesn't exist for me. I don't know.
So, I mean, have you ever had a job that you're like, that's what I want to do? That's the job that I want to have.
I've had hobbies where it would be like, that would be fun to do. And I think I would love to do that. I just don't know how to make that my income. Like,
What would you want to do? Because right now you weld. What's like hobbies? Certain hobbies.
I don't know. You want me to just shoot for the moon? Like,
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Like this is about settling. Like if you're going for your dreams, you got to go for your dreams, right?
I've always loved cars.
Okay.
It would be awesome to have some kind of race sponsor and drive
So
a
driving.
race car.
Okay.
Because it's just fun. It's exhilarating. You've got the blood's pumping, and
So why do you think you stay with welding then? Why do you think you settle with welding or with where you're at
I
right
don't
now
know.
with the company or whatever the situation or just the atmosphere? Because I mean, you've called me during lunch or you've called me during the day or text me and said, come grab lunch with me. And there's days where it's rough. Like I can see it. You are not happy.
Sometimes I don't know. It's just doing it. It's like it's not even that hard, but just welding all day. It's just like I don't even know if I'm that tired, but I drink so much caffeine. I'll start the day off with a 5-hour energy, get there, drink an energy drink within an hour, and I need to drink another one. I don't even know if I need the caffeine. I'm just like, maybe it'll make me motivated. So I just keep
The
packing
caffeine,
in and bringing in the caffeine, and it's just like, ugh,
the caffeine is not even to keep you awake. It's to get you through the day.
almost, yeah.
That's
And
so
even
then-
like after having 3 energy drinks and a shot, my job is so laid back. Maybe that could possibly be the
what,
reason.
it's just boring. You need
I don't
more
know.
stimulation.
Maybe I need more stimulation.
So okay, so then
Maybe I
why
have ADHD.
why stay? Like why
Because
stay? What's stopping you from
it's the
from
most
doing
money
something
I've
different?
ever made.
Okay.
So
Yeah, oh okay, but looking at that, does that make you happy? Clearly not.
clearly not.
Okay. So if you were to get paid $5 an hour less to go drive a race car, would you do it?
I probably would go do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So money's not the thing. What's
But
preventing
it is
you?
the thing. On top of it not being the thing,
Okay.
if I made $5 less, I wouldn't be able to make my
Survive.
mortgage.
Right. Right.
So you're kind of stuck.
So that's the hard thing is you have to make money. Like we have to pay our bills. We have to
And
survive.
it's almost like a trap. It's like, okay, you're making the most money you've ever had now. Thanks. And now that you're making the most money you've ever made, and it's not even a lot, but it's more than you've ever made. And you feel trapped.
Yeah. I can see that. Is it a trap though, or are we creating our own trap? Like is it a
Wait,
mental trap?
It might be a mental trap, but with the cost of living and everything right now,
Oh, it's terrible. It's
gas
hard.
prices,
It's hard to make any change or start
everything.
over new.
It's just like, do I leave and risk not being able to pay my bills?
Right. That's hard.
I will just settle for now until
For now, yeah, but
For
how
now.
long does for now last?
I
'Cause
get
you-
the courage and I've fed up and I've had enough and I make huge changes in my life and have to risk it all. So you guys might see me on the corner with the sign saying "Help me."
You'll be
I
that
tried to change my life and apparently it didn't work out.
So, and you mentioned age. You mentioned your age. Like, is that a big thing for you too? Like, do you think you're too old to make any of these changes? Is that a roadblock as well?
I guess it could go
Maybe.
both ways. Yes and no. Like, I don't think of myself. I don't even like saying my age because I don't feel like I'm 42. I like to get out and do things.
You don't act 42 either.
I don't like to stay home. I like to party. I'm down to do stuff all
Yeah,
the time.
So you have lots of energy. So
I need to just somehow convert that energy into
Into something
something
else.
that I love to do and bring in some money. Like,
right.
it would be great to do this and work on cars all day,
So I
but we just got to put out a lot of content.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody about this subject, and they kind of gave me some feedback about their own situation as far as the settling thing. It's what they kind of formed on their own. They felt like it wasn't that they were settling, that this is what they kind of based off of self-worth almost, that they're like, this is the most I deserve, so this is where I should make my happiness. Does that make sense? Do you think that plays into it at all with everybody, not just you, but like
Probably.
everyone? Like
I bet
they
in
feel like this is
relationships,
the
I bet
most
that
can
happens a
have.
lot. Honestly,
Right.
I could not now. My current relationship, I'm happy,
Yeah.
but I bet some of my previous relationships,
You're like,
maybe
this is
my
as good
past
as
one,
it can get.
maybe it was just like man, it's hard to just. I think it was when you first meet someone, you're like, yeah, they like me, they're attractive, so you attach yourself to each other,
Kind of change yourself and
it might not be the very best thing for you or
Right.
even exactly what you want, but the fact that you guys are attracted and then one thing leads to another, you guys are having sex and that's always great and you want more, so you stick around, and then one thing leads to another, you're married, and yeah. And then later on in life you realize, like, man, it's just not working out, and you could say it's not working out, or you could say I may have just settled in the beginning and this is what it grew into.
Right. Yeah. The individual I talked to, they said that they basically trained their mind that that was happiness because they felt like that was the best that they could get as far as their own self-worth. They kind of put themselves at that level where it's like, I'm not settling. This is just where my value is at, you know? And I think a lot of people get stuck with that to
I
where
think that might fall into maybe even like some kind of depression or mental illness, maybe even.
If you're in a situation like that where
I'm not worth it. Maybe you were abused, or you just brought your self-esteem down so low that.
Sure. And then, I mean, whose fault is that? Then it becomes, who put you in that situation? It's not necessarily that person's fault.
Sorry. Didn't want to give you guys COVID. Sorry about that.
Always coughing. But,
side effect of welding.
Side effect of welding?
Maybe.
Another reason to not settle, huh?
Yeah, probably.
So I mean, what is
But I like welding. I mean, I don't dislike welding. I like welding. I mean, I came home from work today and I was welding. It's a skill that I'm glad I have. I love that skill.
Oh yeah. It's good as a hobby. It's fun. Like you can create things and craft things and show your creative side, but as a job, like does it clearly it's not something that you want as a job.
I think if I could, I would like a welding job where I was more creative.
Yeah.
More creative freedom, maybe. I don't know.
Instead of,
do a good job.
What would you consider your job? Just like a assembly line type welding? You do the same weld every time, or is it?
Yes and no, depending on what it is, what part you're doing. I mean, the part that we're working on is so big that you do the same thing over and over again, though. Yeah. And it's like, all right, well, the welding days are like big welding days where the first 5 days are all prep work and tacking and getting it where we want. The next is like, all right, the full day, helmet down, hood down, and just
constant
wire,
same thing.
feeding wire, just burning it in. And it's like, all right.
So zero creativity.
Just keep consistent.
So that's
you
what
get
it
bored,
is.
You move faster, start to look shitty, go slower, it's too big.
For you need more stimulation. You need that creativity, that creative side. So what does it take to break free from that? Like how does one, the example that I was given, or the person I was talking to that was giving me their input or their feedback or their personal side of things, they said it basically took them to where they're at a breaking point in life, that they were completely broken, that they realized what they were doing, that they were settling, that they needed to make those changes, like big changes in life. I mean, what does that look like for you too? Like, what does that look like for anybody? How does somebody get to that point without getting to that rock bottom? Or does it need to get to rock bottom? Maybe
it does. I mean,
so
I can
kind of that
think in the
call.
past where like my health at one point, I think I was settling, and then I finally was like, I'm going to make a change. And I think for a year straight, every day, or I would try to go every day, I was going to the gym.
Was this keto? No, this was before keto. You showed me a picture.
This was when I was married. Then. This was probably like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not settling. You'd go, and luckily I had someone that went with me, and we just bounced off each other and just went every day. I don't know.
So do you feel like you hit rock bottom with your health then?
Maybe because I went from just whatever to like every day, pull up bar, benching, push-ups, everything, running, cardio. And that was the best shape I'd ever been in my life. And then I think there was like a depressed period then, and then it was just like
what?
Fell
like
off.
After working out?
No, like after the
right
year,
before.
The year after or whatever, when I started to go through like the bad times of the marriage, and then a divorce followed after that. And it was just like blah blah, give me donuts.
I don't know. I feel like for most people, I think hitting rock bottom, it's just that wake up call. It kind of snaps you out of it. But the hard thing is
sometimes you don't hit it
too hard.
Oh.
You either hit too hard and you can't get out of that, or you don't hit it and you stay right at that level. Are you at that level with work?
No, but with the skills that I've acquired through welding, I think there's potential down the road to continue welding and on the side do something and like sell, example, the racing rig or something, and find something that there's a demand for that I could do
Right.
and not completely hate it
Right.
and do it and like, hey, that was pretty cool, and I made decent money, and
Yeah.
I'm spending more time with family and friends. Because another thing about like even the video you put up on Instagram that was similar to the settling, living now and not wasting my good years and working my ass to the bone and then getting older and being so decrepit that you can't. I'm 100% for that. My bosses are pushing overtime like crazy. They're offering bonuses for working, and I'm just like, no, I don't want to work more. I want to go home and not work more.
Right.
You guys should offer me bonuses to go home. But I work what I need to pay the bills, and then I want to spend time doing the things I like.
Yeah. I watch, there's a channel on YouTube called the Yes Theory that I really like, because they kind of it's kind of like the say yes or the yes man, or that you just do things.
Yes.
You don't say no, you don't think about it, you just go out and do it. But there's an episode where they had like a speaker or somebody that was talking about this researcher that talked to, I don't know, I remember, it was like 2,000 or 3,000 people on their deathbeds, and asked them if they had any regrets. And it was like 85% of them said that they regretted not doing the things they wanted to do in life.
Yeah, that's suppressing.
Which is sad.
That's so
85% of them. And that's it's probably higher than that, honestly.
Probably. A lot of people probably in denial be like, no regrets. I have none. I've got regrets, and I try to do everything I do.
So, I mean, the situation I'm in right now, like with my career, I feel like I'm settling. It's not what I expected for pharmacy.
After going through all the schooling?
Yeah. I mean, I got into healthcare. I became a technician. I loved the interaction with the patients. So I got into healthcare because I liked interacting with patients and being that help for people. And now it's just to the point where yes.
I think that's the dog's tail.
Oh, it is?
I think so. Like a dog's tail, like flop, 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 flop.
Okay. Good thing this isn't live.
It's okay if it's live.
Yeah.
It's a dog's tail.
Was it? Was it just him wagging? I guess.
Sounded like it.
Sounded like
I gave my kids a huge talk about coming, and while we're doing this, don't even and if they do, well, they're gonna have to settle for an ass whooping.
So, but yeah, I mean, I got into it for that patient interaction and to help people, but now it's gotten to the point where I'm at, they've cut so many budget hours, so I have no staffing. The increase with all the COVID stuff, it's miserable. The morale is down. I've never seen as much turnover. I have so many pharmacists that have talked to me and questioned their career choice because of it. And I'm in the same position. Like
it's that whole, you're almost, like I was saying, you're trapped.
Yeah, and it's true. Yeah,
you can't just go out and find another job where you make as much.
I've been there for 12 years. Like starting over new is petrifying. So that's the trap. Is how do you start over new when you've been there for 12 years, especially in an economy like this? It's like, okay, if I don't get the same pay, if I don't have seniority, so I could be the first one on the chopping block if anything changes.
You have to sacrifice some of this life you've built for yourself.
I lose that comfort, and that's scary. Like scary enough to where I didn't want to make any change. Like I even told myself, I was like, you know what? I'm used to it. I'm used to the stress. I'm used to the misery. I'm used to sitting in the parking lot in the morning before my shift, staring at the doors, crying to myself, saying, just go in. It's just 12 hours, just 12 hours, and you're done. Like that's sad. That's sad. Like thinking about it, it's sad. And I have, like right now, I have an opportunity potentially to make a change, like a good opportunity too. More pay, more comfortable situation, better environment. and I am still scared to take that step.
Do it. Just
I know, but that's that settling trap.
I know, but I mean, worst case scenario, they're always gonna need you to come back.
Yeah, but here's the bad part. So the way that they've structured it is, when I was in management, I stepped down and I still kept a good pay. I was the last manager to step down to keep good pay. Any manager after that had to start at beginning wages if they step down from management. That is like a $10 pay cut. So if I leave and have to come back, $10 pay cut instant.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So that's like, okay, if I make this step and I decide I have to come back, I'm screwed either way. But if I make the step and it works out, like that's huge, but it's big change. Can I make that big change? I've settled for so long. It's that trap.
That's rough.
Change is hard. I think that's a big part of settling too, is like changing. You look at all the relationships where women are with horrible men, or like vice versa, whatever. Abusive relationships, mentally, physically, verbally, and they just don't leave because it goes back to that self-worth thing too. Kind of with me in the job position, it's like, am I good enough for that position? Am I going to be able to stay in that position? Or do I just stay where I'm at and settle with that position where I'm comfortable and I know that they like me and they will keep me there? Sucks.
It's hard.
How do you break free from it? How do you take that step?
You hit rock bottom.
I don't want to hit rock bottom. I think I felt like I did this year. I wrote an email to corporate.
I think I hit rock bottom when I was at Walgreens. Like, I was already going to school, and they were like, "Well, you either get promoted, and we're going to interview to promote you, or you take a $5 pay decrease to do the same job that you're already doing, because we're eliminating your position throughout the company."
Holy crap.
And my position was training the people in my position to be in a higher position, and they weren't going to hire me or weren't going to promote me.
Right.
But luckily, I was already in school for about a year or almost done, and they offered a severance package, and I was like, yep, bye.
So it did. It was basically, they showed you rock bottom. They're like, well, you're
Thank
gonna
you
stay
for
in
the
same
opportunity
spot,
opening the door.
$5 down.
But hey, I'm glad I left. Now I'm making like $6 more than I was there.
So that's the thing. How do you recognize that sign, that message? Like with me, was this whole last year not a big enough here's the door type thing?
Last year was a rough year for you.
Yeah.
And the entire medical field.
Medical field, everyone. Oh, hey.
Monster, unleash your beast. Take the step to be better. And don't settle.
Is that their slogan?
Unleash the beast. It's beast. Oh. Unleash the beast.
It's like 11 o'clock at night right now, by the way.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't be drinking.
I work in
You
the
should
morning.
always be drinking a Monster.
Yep. Monster. It's the drink of your dreams.
At 11 o'clock at night, I might be up for a little while. I'll do something productive.
Yeah. Let's kind of break away and do the no hair, don't care topic of the day, yeah?
No hair, don't care topic of the day.
We missed this last time, kind of. We just didn't announce it.
And I think it's going to be, it's not that we don't care. I'm not expressing opinion to piss off anybody on either way. But the Redonda Vought.
Where did you hear this from?
I heard this from my girlfriend, who is a nurse, and she has very strong feelings about this.
About this story. And I haven't heard this at all. Like, I didn't, even when you were talking about it, I still don't.
And the facts and everything that I may be telling might be off, so don't roast me, okay?
Take it with a grain of salt.
But
do your own research.
Apparently, she made a mistake.
Okay, happens in medical
field. It happens in medical field,
sure.
But apparently...
We have dogs joining us.
I thought it was my kids. I was like, ooh.
Here, let me get them out.
Hey, guys.
Come on. Go. Thanks for joining us. So Redonda Vaught.
Yeah, I believe that's her name. Anyway, she made a mistake,
Okay.
which this mistake ended up killing this lady. She was a 75-year-old lady, I believe.
Okay.
And I don't know my medical or my medicine or whatever, but apparently there were a ton of mistakes made before this mistake was made.
So it was just mistake after mistake.
Like
Nobody
the
was
nurse had to
catching
go out of
anything?
her way to a different area of the hospital to help this person, and they were pushing like, this has got to happen here and now, and the drugs were, I don't know if they were mishandled or whatever.
Right.
And
Not
she was
checked.
rushed, and with the medical field being super short staffed and they're having to work their ass off,
Right.
I'm sure this kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
So she got this drug and they put her in a room, and I don't know something about where they could read the heart monitor or whatever, but by the time they went back to the room, she was pronounced dead or brain dead. And they charged her with like
Manslaughter or something?
some kind of like work manslaughter or murder
So
or
criminal
something.
charge
Criminal charges
for it. So there's
for
gotta
making
be,
a mistake.
Well, there had to have been for them to do a criminal charge. It had to be some sort of negligence.
Yes.
Like what? They just kind of left her in the room, and who knows what type of drugs they pushed.
They thought it was the right drugs when they got back in there. Like, did you give this to her? And then she was like, "Oh crap!" When actually before that point, she, I guess, saw the drug that she gave, went and told everyone, and like fessed up as soon as possible. Like, I accidentally gave her this drug,
And they didn't do anything.
and they went to help. And by that time, I think it was just
Oh,
too
it was
late
too
or
late.
something. But
Which is sad, because I'm sure, mistakes happen all the time, but to this extent, well, to the point where she's criminally charged.
and
Like,
it
I
was
feel
like, a brain bleed or something that this lady had.
So this was a nurse?
No, the nurse.
The nurse
It was
got
a
charged.
nurse.
So what did she say?
I don't know
Who
what
knows?
she said.
So
but,
what is, okay, so.
But anyways, the hospital is the one that
is pressing charges?
pressed the charges.
Oh,
The family didn't want to press charges.
Really?
The family of it were like, accidents happens, I guess, or something along those lines. So the hospital she works for pressed charges. She didn't have any other prior accidents or anything on record of making any accidents.
Which is insane.
Super insane. And they found her guilty on 2 different charges of like murder or whatever it is, that the hospital negligence or whatever.
Yeah.
And her sentence is like 12 years in prison.
Holy shit.
So
So the place you work at that's supposed to have your back and protect you and help you out is the one that pressed charges, not even the family.
and on top of that, on the jury was a nurse and a doctor or something
Yeah.
that works in the same field, and they had the verdict done by like lunch. They didn't
They didn't take any time.
It didn't take any time for them to like
Wow.
rethink, like, hey, we're in a hospital. Shit happens.
Yeah, look at the setting. Look how stressed everything is.
and you look at how
short-staffed.
many accidents,
Oh, that's scary.
so many accidents a year. I mean, it happens.
Oh, that's gonna. I mean,
But the people that were on the jury, their career's gone. They can't go back to work.
no.
Like, oh yeah, I just convicted my fellow work employee
Right.
to prison, and that person in prison, when she comes out, she's never gonna
no.
all that work and time to
Yeah,
get that
no.
nursing degree. It's worthless.
Gone.
And her life is gonna be miserable too. Like
So this
like
was,
saying she made a mistake. She should have been disciplined and
sure.
trained
Oh, yeah,
better. But
yeah.
there's lots of things that could have happened between then. But
Well, and then like
Yeah.
talking with the family and everything, but it seems like the family understands that it's hard. I mean, that's hard. That's the shittiest thing that could happen. But,
pretty
I mean,
crazy.
the family's understanding, but the hospital presses charges. I
Something
mean, are
like
they
that.
just doing that to cover themselves? How did your girlfriend think about it? Because
She
she's the one that told you. Yeah.
was so angry that she, if she could, she would quit the medical field after being a nurse for 20 years.
Oh man.
She was
Just 'cause it's-
very upset about it.
About the hospital pressing charges.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's multiple things she's angry
Oh
about.
yeah,
but,
because
like,
you're that's scary to death every day at work.
Yep.
Because of how many things that could go wrong. Now that because they always look at court cases for how to charge the next case. It's like, oh well, in this court case, they did it this way. Well, now they have that standard to where it's like, oh, okay, if there's a mistake and a patient dies, criminal charges.
I mean, like,
That's scary.
my girlfriend was saying also, like, the fact that this nurse was charged, well, the person that should have been checking out the drugs in charge of that should have been charged.
Right.
The person in charge of making sure everyone's following the policies the
Right,
correct way
right.
should have been charged. The people that she had to help in the other room that rushed everything should be, the whole hospital should have been charged.
Yeah. But they just narrowed it down to
They
one
narrowed it
person
down
and ruined her
threw
life.
her
Ruined her
under
life.
the bus, and now, yeah.
That sucks. That's huge.
But that sucks.
That does suck.
I feel for you. Hopefully, you can get this turned around and get your life back.
Yeah. Well, that was a depressing
Yeah.
hair, don't care.
It was
topic.
a no hair, don't care.
I guess it's a
extreme care.
heavy subject
But
today anyway.
It was a big topic. Go
Crazy.
check it out. Maybe she needs some support. Someone out there can help her.
Crazy. Well, what else we got?
I don't know. You got any
Settling.
settling?
It's just my career.
Just your
Just
career.
this. And it's like everybody I talk to says, make the change, make the change. I mean, it's a good change, but it's scary. I've settled for so long.
I feel like yours, maybe it's just because I'm not in your shoe. Your change is a huge change, but you're doing kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
for a different
That's
company.
true.
So it makes
That's
it a
true.
little bit easier.
That's true. You're
maybe?
right. You're right. But it just shows you the extent of this mental
Yeah,
trap.
because if it doesn't work out there, then you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Because
And
I'm
then you're
ultimately
gonna
I'm
have
doing
to
the
just
same job.
become a street pharmacist.
They make more money than me.
Probably.
Yeah.
You get a second.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately,
Car.
I'm doing the same exact job, management, but same thing.
New
But
policies,
it's
different
just- yeah,
policies.
you're starting new, starting fresh. So it's a change, but it's not like a change that you're looking for. Well, I mean, I guess not, because you'd potentially want to get into something different, but welding, fabricating, creativity. Didn't you make roses or something? Weren't you doing that
we
before
were
out of
doing
metal?
like flower
Yeah.
things. We're like, let's just throw it somewhere at the swap meet and see how he does.
No, didn't do anything.
We made a couple, and then, well, I think they're just sitting outside of his house in his lawn right now, probably.
Rusting,
Rusty.
rusting away.
They're rusty lawn ornaments now.
I like it. Well, as far as settling, I mean, what kind of advice do you have?
If I had to give advice,
Hit
for
rock
settling,
bottom.
do not work your butt off for a company that you don't feel
Has your back.
that's got your back or doesn't feel like they're in your best interest, and they're just trying to do everything they can for themselves.
Yeah.
And do something with your life early on.
Do what you want to do.
Do lots of things in your life early on, and if you fail a bunch on those, well, you'll know. Don't do that in the future.
Yeah.
Make lots of mistakes while you're young and learn. One of those mistakes might be like super beneficial, and it'll change your life, and you'll be doing the thing you want to love or the job you love for the rest of your life, and
Right.
you'll be happy,
Yeah.
and you'll have your whole life ahead of you.
I feel like too many people look at failure as a negative, or they feel ashamed of failing, but failure is so important in life.
And not
So
just
important.
job. I mean, even with life and love, like you fail in love. I've been around lots of people where they'll have a failed relationship and they don't want to open up, or they're slow to open up. But I mean, each is their own. I'm open to experience all the things that I had before because I liked them and I wanted those things.
Yeah.
And the longer you wait, the longer it takes to find out if you're going to work out or not.
Don't settle.
Don't
We
settle.
have one. This is our only chance at life. You get one chance. So why settle? Why not be happy?
With today's technology and my high level of income, I expect to live like 200-300 years.
Yeah, there you go.
I think that's
The fountain of
a
youth is
quote
coming
from
out.
Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby, shake and bake, baby.
Now we're gonna get a cease and desist.
Oh no, sponsor.
Quoting movies.
We're gonna see some sits from Monster too.
Yeah, like Chris was saying, I put out a short little video on Instagram that talked about just working your life away, being miserable for that end goal. And I think we just focus too much on that end goal. You gotta do something that makes you happy in life. And people that are like, oh, I'm too old, it's too late for me. It's not true. I'm gonna bring Gary Vee up a lot in this podcast because I love Gary Vee. I love his attitude and his cursing, but he says age does not matter, and it's true.
Is this just a podcast? Because honestly, I've only heard his name
Gary
from
Vee.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? You've
Yeah.
never look? He has social media, bro. Listen to some of his stuff. He does speeches. He just does social media posts, thoughts of the day, stuff like that. He'll talk to people or viewers or listeners or fans. He goes to events, but he's an entrepreneur, and he is a very motivational entrepreneur. So he loves talking about his process, and I love it. I love his approach. So, but he says age doesn't matter. He started when he was 34, and now his goal is to buy
Age
the
doesn't
New York
matter,
Jets.
guys. Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
I'm so
See?
young.
He's
Oh.
body of a teenager,
That's right, an athlete.
mind of a
Yes.
teenager, body of a 50.
Yes.
But yeah, don't settle. Settling. I mean, it's hard to do that. It's easy to say.
It's easy to say, it's hard to do.
Yeah, but it's hitting rock bottom to
But you got to try, or
realize
else
is not fun.
got to try.
Yeah. I don't know. We got anything else?
No,
I think that's it. That's it for settling.
that's it.
Okay, well, next Sunday we'll have a more lighthearted topic.
I don't know if it's lighthearted or
Oh, I guess not.
lighthearted.
Yeah. Well,
It's dark, but it'll be amusing.
It's dark but more fun. Yeah. Do we tell them?
We'll have to do it 100% at this point if we tell them.
Okay, sure.
We're going to talk about,
Murder.
can I get away with murder in this day of age? With
With
all the technology
and everything.
how would I do it?
'Cause
What would I do?
There's so many
It's
like
dark.
podcasts on what people did as a mistake, so you know how to avoid the mistakes.
You got a week to think about it.
Okay.
It sounds really dark, and it's just talking.
It's
That's
fun.
it.
It'll be fun. Yeah. We're not planning anything. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully you
won't see
enjoyed the
the
show. No, that's just YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, no sign offs. Just click and buy.
Click and buy.
Click and buy.
Tell your friends. Thanks.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys listened. Hopefully it wasn't too long. How long have we been going?
I don't
About
know.
40
Probably
minutes.
feels like a short one.
Yeah. 40 minutes. Not too bad.
40. Knock them out.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next one next Sunday.